today. My partner in crime, Aisha, is not around, but don't worry. We'll still have our guest here to keep you entertained and talk about what we brought for today's discussion. Now, Women's Corner is a program that comes your ways every Mondays and Wednesdays from 1 p.m. According to the society, to the economy, women can contribute to the nation, and in the world of engineer that has to do with women. And then you have female guests. They're like male environment. It's male subject. Why female has that doesn't really have to science again by studying the materials and forces of all problems. The engineering profession is a male-dominated professions, and most engineering ideas in such firms are found the engineering is to improve them. And my guest engineering as a profession, he is equally an entrepreneur and can boast of large diversifications in the world of business. So that's why I have someone that I know will have enough knowledge to share for us. Good afternoon, Mr. Solomon. Good afternoon. Question.
Okay, good afternoon. Generally has this from male, and like you rightly said, from sites.
Yeah.
You are not going to have women in those sites. But look at certain blocks, laying blocks, for instance. You will want to say that they can do that may not be expected at those sites where people do things manually. You see that it is done by the strongest of all the people on site.
Right.
So it is not even a case of I am a man or he's a woman. It is going to be among the men, for instance, who are the strongest, who can move this thing sharp.
Still inside of it.
Even as men, we don't all have the same power.
Right.
I know there's a section that says you can lift twice your body weight. Meaning if you have 50 kilograms, you are expected enduring that weight is something you have to lift engine blocks and woman.
Okay. Now let's talk about your engineering. You are in different sectors. Now we have those in constructions, right? And then we have engineers, we have mechanicals. And like in your mechanicals and electrical, do you have females there? And how active are they?
Okay, we do have females in my profession now. Okay, by the way, I'm a mechanical engineer, specialized in building services, and I do mechanical and electrical works for buildings and infrastructures.
Okay.
In general, not plenty, few, but we still do have females. And basically, what they do basically in this field is more of design and coordination. You know, at the beginning I said alone, now begin to have females and or whatnot. So technology, the coming of technology has now made it easier. So have equipment that then do some house plant managers move all these kind of machines, and the concepts of how things are going to be done. You have females also then playing their own part in this. So it is the coming of technology has made it easier, so we will really not be able to say this field is now or that field, if it is only for the women, it is no longer like that.
Even though it is what it's called, even though it's no longer like that, but it is what it's called. Because once you tell somebody, my child is studying engineering, and he knows, oh, he's a man, no one thinks that, okay, that child could be a woman that wants to study that course, because it's always saying, my son is going to be an engineer. It's always
completely like that. Yes,
really?
I do. Yes. Nothing. To be a female, to think midwives. Well, you still have male midwives right now.
Right. Right.
So you see that now, just as you have male nurses, you have female doctors, nurses than males. But now there's a whole mix. A whole mix. I have come across having a female, even in an industry that is generally regarded as a male-dominated industry, stands that female out. While I was in school, we had, I think we had all graduates at the same time for obvious reasons, and we had a class, a female. What do you expect me to really know? Because their number, because of how few they are easily swallowed up in the mass of the
Populations, yeah.
So it is a female Indians. As I recall, I don't want to mention their name.
Of course not. Of course, the medical field can be said to be male-dominated, right? Well, now it has a level of equality with males and females. Now, do you think engineering can achieve something like this?
Well, engineering can, but it's going to take a longer time. I will tell you why.
Why?
It will take much longer time, if not like forever, because there's really no interest. There's really nothing that aura, that awe, that attraction is not really there in the field of engineering. That is just the honest truth.
Okay.
It is not there. And that is why if you go to a junior school for students in a particular class, pupils in a particular class, a female, 5 males, and then you are even as kids, you will realize that likely to mention are definitely going to mention fields that are male dominated.
Right.
You know, that attraction of this is where the guys are going to, this is where the men are all sorting towards is there. But that attraction is not there for the female. So you have it's only in rare cases when you go to a school and want to find out how many engineers you want to have in a class in future, and then you see a young lady or a girl raise up her hand to say, I want to be an engineer. Because that then shows them the attraction.
Like family influence and society have more influence on why most females will not look at the field engineering because it's male dominated.
Yes, family and societal values also play a role. You know, coming from this part of the world where we believe, a woman's place is in the kitchen, a woman's place is to take care of children, take care of the home, and all whatnot. It is then you will see that it is still very inherent. We'll find in the person that if you are in this field, if you find yourself in this field, who is going to take care of your children? Or don't you want to have children in the future? Don't you want to have a family and raise a family of your own? Who do you want to live taking care of your family to? If you want to find yourself, how is the welfare of your family, your children especially, how is that going to be? So this kind of ideology, or rather rational at the same time, have a home. Have a home front. You understand? But this is actually not the case in reality. You are still able to find out in certain cases where you can be in that kind of field and still have a family. It then boils down to you as an individual, how you are able to schedule and manage yourself and manage your time properly. But because of these kinds of ideologies, we have that lack of, so a father to say she wants to be an engineer, and then the man says, no, leave that for your brother. You go and study law and become a lawyer, or you go and study journalism. Don't you?
For the boys, he was in damping the interest of females in engineering. Now, most reasons why people come out to talk about certain issues, especially when there's inequality in a profession or a sector or an area of life, the reason why people come out to talk about it is because they want to bridge a gap, right? They want to change a narrative or change a story or make it better. Prove, the society.
If I can say it that way, you will see somebody who wants to quickly point you out to a neighbor, people trooping into courses and careers that they feel, I don't need to struggle too much to become affluent, I don't need to struggle too much to become rich. But when you look at it, in the junior, whereby we had counselors who was able to advise based on strengths and weaknesses of individuals rather than having it generalized. You understand? So these are the kind of things. And then in our legislation also, we need to then also see how to make.
All right, thank you very much, Engineer Gab. We'll let you catch a breath, and we'll be right back after this so that we can call our phone numbers in case of those that have questions for you and have a contribution to what we're saying. Thank you. It is in 93.7.
We are all coming 3.7 FM. Halt. Ask Nigerians. Did you miss out on the news during the week? Not to worry. The news headlines that made the airwaves from Sunday to Saturday. Join me, Esther Musu, on the program Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Sunday at 6 p.m. Retrospect. We keep you informed.
From Women 7 is what we are saying. And our guest is still here, Engineer Oga. All right, thank you very much for waiting on us today. Do you think the women in your field do a lot to prove themselves?
Do I think the women in my field are doing a lot had better be ready to meet up with all the expectations? For failure to do that then makes it difficult. So the challenge ahead of you. You have a huge task ahead of you. That you don't have any other choice than to just meet up.
Okay, that's a good thing. Harassment, because of course you know that there are two different genders that are working in these sectors and professions. Do you have stories of harassment, be it sexual or?
Can exist. Though aura of protection, woman in the field of engineering, you encourage her, because even if she's not meeting up to your expectation, you will wired rather than just throw her to arms of her becomes of her. Because sexual harassment.
Sorry, can you hold on that thread so that we pick a call and hear from our callers? Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon. Okay, first of all, let me start in this subject matter let me say, not only engineering, but in other technical and vocational aspect of human life is very important. But for instance, the family itself,
right,
and going to the schools, because then before we used to have, let me say, career, what have you, in schools. But nowadays we don't have such a thing. But I see it's only some kind of, let me say, enlightenment, or let me say, since a female boarding schools, we don't have such a thing. They only, let me say, channel their attention in education.
Right.
But still, I think, and again, there is something in this, let me say, we know this engineering somewhere that perceives, it's not an issue of our brain, the analysis. Because we want discrimination.
Your contribution, keep that question holding, because you're still going to about some female boarding schools not having these are female boarding. Okay.
I'm not trying to say that could be only or female only.
Okay.
I'm not trying to say that could be only or female only them to pursue these careers. Now I give you an example. For the females only secondary schools, you still have subjects like introductory technology, chemistry, biology, and who it's for ender now. Man as a creature started bringing animals to make animals move or move them from one point to another, and then developed to making ships and started going across the waters, and then developed to steam engine to but it is just an encourage. You can still find yourself in
032229797 You can also send me a message on WhatsApp.
Cannot point a specific case in the field of engineering where there was sexual harassment or molestation or violence. You don't do in other areas. So in other areas. So we want to protect them from external aggression. And then I have really not come authoritative like it doesn't exist or it might exist, but it is not as loud as we get it.
Okay, thank you so much for your words. And I want to ask you now back to you because you said a lot about your profession. Now let's go to you. So you are, apart from being an engineer, you're an entrepreneur.
Yes, I am.
How does it feel being a male entrepreneur?
Sorry, take that question again.
How does it feel being a male entrepreneur? Because like give it a cap to the women. They know how to. Sometimes you need to give it a cap to the women. They know how to. Sometimes you need to.
For me, it has come with its own ups and finding myself. And I can assure you, if both of us go to the same, okay, let me is going into the market with is coming from her husband,
right,
or from the head of the family, right? So. It is as soon as an assumption in day to get your customers to agree to the reason why you have quoted certain prices.
Yeah.
You need to get them to understand how unstable the currency is. Because for those of us who buy things from across the country, from looking at ways to lock money or get money from their would-be customers, it is usually not the case. Right,
or let me see work. Either construction, you see expert.
Whatever platter you find yourself, be able to curtail all this instant collapse, building collapse. One of the reasons why we are having building collapses, you have now, and there are a lot of people who are culpable, and that's why I gave you an instance previously when I was talking about my business. Now, you have seen a construction tells you don't worry, I can achieve even a dollar building for you at that same amount. And you jump onto that bandwagon. Disaster strikes tomorrow from the government. Don't worry. Calculation for all this activity.
Okay, so
2 floors is going to reduce.
From outside handling
we have we underrate ourselves and then
here for us. I said Mr. and I said engineer. Okay, so that's all your title from me. What on a final note?
And it's a great field you found yourself. Keep at it. Do not feel intimidated.
In terms of having women working equipment in institutions in the country, the chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists in Niger State, is a civil war. And a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Dabo Ologuama, the PDP urged the president of the results, resulting in increased costs and associated hardship on the masses, have plunged many into extreme poverty. The 497,000 naira. And that's the Citizen News on the hours edited by Aisha Shaibu Badegi. I am Esther Wosu. Thank you for listening.